Hey man, welcome to the channel. A bit earlier, I put on my blog site a piece called Clean and Sober Stoner, Resistance in the Trump Era. And I want to make clear, I've always been a never Trumper. One of the first posts I put up was my thoughts on Trump. And then I have a piece on my blog about Jeff Sessions and his stance on marijuana, where I concluded that you don't have to be evil to be stupid, but it certainly helps, especially in Jeff Sessions' case. Like a lot of people, I've been hurting. I've been knocked on my ass ever since the blowout win by Trump and his whole MAGA initiative. It took a while, but I've been listening to a lot of Black Pyramid, and I just put Black Pyramid up on one of our playlists, which is a heavy resistance playlist. Listen to the whole album. I could put them all out there, but I'd have to say Andy Bersky and his Black Pyramid helped get me through a dark time, and that's what heavy music has been for me my whole life since I was like 12 years old. Yeah, the first album I bought was Volume 4. And yeah, my worldview is really shaped by Ozzy singing Geezer's lyrics. And recently, there was some analysis that heavy metal's the most intelligent music as far as words, and that Black Sabbath rules. So, hashtag validation. A lot of people I know are really hurting. Here in this family, we have a family member who's trans, and I would kill for that kid. I love him to death. We have a 17-year-old female who's just, right on the verge of being an adult, and there's a lot of concern. There's a lot of fear. I've had so many texts, emails, phone calls, everything from people, some fellow YouTubers thinking about just, throwing the whole thing away. And, it's a tough time for all of us. And then on the other side, you have the social media folks that are just screaming and shrieking. And by the way, folks, every time you scream, every time you shout, every time you shut somebody down, another MAGA gets its horns. So I do wish my side of the fence would calm down. My side of the fence, I'm liberal with a lot of libertarian tendencies. I'm very optimistic about people and the human condition, but Trump represents an authoritarian bent, circumventing the Constitution. He's already doing it with his recess appointments. It's not unconstitutional. Like the people on the left are going crazy over it. But it's the end around. It's the typical Trump. We have no idea what the next 4+ years are going to be like. We think we do, but Trump changes his mind so much, we have no idea what is actually going to happen. But what is happening is, again, an escalation in threats, an escalation of violence, and a lot of people being on edge, who are just trying to be themselves, man. So yeah, Clean and Sober Stoner is solidly never Trump. We are part of the resistance. In fact, I'm calling it heavy resistance. And I'm not going to back down. I know that there's a good chance I'm going to lose some subs. There's a good chance that I'm going to have bands that are going to want to take their music off, and that's fine. I'll do it without complaint and without argument. I'm not going to hold anybody hostage. But if you're in a heavy band, and by the way, not just stoner doom, if you're in a heavy band, if you're hardcore, punk, new metal, rap metal, groove metal, thrash, it doesn't matter. If your project is anti-authoritarian, anti-Nazi, anti-white Christian nationalist, hit me up, because the whole point now, at least for the foreseeable future, of Clean and Sober Stoner is to support the resistance. Now, I'm not going to become a political channel. I don't intend, to start having, huge discussions. I will be doing interviews with bands and people that'll be political in nature, but those will be over on my Substack, and I'll have the links down below. I want this to be a music-oriented site. The thing is, heavy metal has always rebelled against being told what to do. It doesn't matter if it's Slayer. It doesn't matter if it's Lemmy and Motorhead. Some bands are, openly anti-Trump. Lamb of God, Testament come to mind. I believe Lars Ulrich from Metallica has made some. That's what I'm here in support of. Um, I believe in freedom, individuality for everybody, for the immigrants, for every race. I don't care. I simply don't care. I want everybody to be free and safe, and I want to make sure that up and coming bands that have political messages, cultural messages, messages about society, that they have a platform, and that's what I want Clean and Sober Stoner to be. So, yes, we're still recovery adjacent. So it's all about heavy recovery, and it's about being heavy resistance. Resistance isn't whining and yelling and screaming patriarchy every time something happens. I'm a capitalist. I have invested capital. I'm waiting for the profit. But, I believe in America. I believe in American democracy. I believe in the Constitution. All of it, by the way, liberals lost sight of this. Liberals should be defending and standing up for every single article and every single amendment in the Constitution. And yes, that includes the Second Amendment. So, if you're in the band, you can email me at cleanandsoberstoner@gmail.com. If you do resistance-oriented music, if you're trying to push back against, Christian nationalism or any other repressive state, hopefully we can work together. We can get you on the platform. I never charge. By the way, I don't charge. I've never charged a band to upload, do an interview. I never will. We do, however, have Buy Me a Coffee. This thing does cost money. I've sunk a lot of money into it. So if you like what we're doing, we have Buy Me a Coffee. It's just a few bucks. We want to be here, and we want to make certain that your voices are heard, and not just my voice. I'm not going to be yapping at you and lecturing. If anything, I want to hear from the bands and the artists that have similar beliefs to what I have. By the way, that includes Republicans and conservatives. I'm definitely not going to be canceling a band because their drummer happens to be a Republican. To stand up to hate, authoritarianism, and divisive stuff, it's going to be we need a broad coalition. We need everybody on board: conservatives, Republicans, libertarians, Christians, Buddhists, Muslims, everybody with a singular agenda: maintaining American freedom, American sovereignty, and American values. And I do strongly think that Donald Trump and his MAGA agenda is literally an existential threat towards the Constitution, towards the individual freedoms that we enjoy here. Whether you're a woman, whether you're transgender, whether you're Hispanic, it doesn't matter. All of us. If some of us aren't free, none of us are free. And Clean and Sober Stoner stands for freedom, individual choice, and mostly freedom from repression and voter suppression. Is just ugly. So I'm hoping that some of you are going to like and subscribe, and you're going to join in the journey. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's definitely going to be interesting. I understand that I'm likely to lose some subs here, and that's fine. I totally understand that. But I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to look the other way. And I want to make certain that Clean and Sober Stoner is here to support the subcultures, the underground, all the things that make life worth living in the modern age. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget, Buy Me a Coffee's down there. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you again later.